Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing tonight? Episode number 372, Drink Until You podcast, the only podcast that lasts until the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. It was a huge sports weekend. NHL on Saturday, UFC Saturday, NASCAR today. The Dallas Stars are playing currently. I've just been avoiding social media so it doesn't ruin the score before I get a chance to watch it. I've been kind of messing around with this Grok 3 thing on Twitter, which is really a lot of fun. Supposedly there's some unhinged version to where it's just like, it'll talk shit to you. Like, you try to talk shit to it and it'll be equally as mean to you, which is pretty amazing. Like how fast it works. I asked it to, I just asked it randomly. I was like, how would you describe Drink Until You podcast? And it took, 3 seconds, and it gave me a response, which was pretty impressive. And what it said was pretty damn spot on, man. I posted it on my Facebook page. I posted it on my Instagram story, which has already disappeared by now. And I pinned it to my Twitter feed, which you can go on there, follow me if you wish, if you'd like to, and read that. It was pretty spot on. If you've listened to this show for any amount of time, it's pretty damn good. And then after that, I got the bright idea to ask it to write me an intro for this podcast. And it just, like I said, 3 to 5 seconds, and it came up with something better than I've ever done in like 7 years, dude. Like, it's just amazing how fast it works and how like accurate it describes something it's never heard of before. Like, it's just insane, dude. I bet that, I could get like an application and like it could mimic my voice and write me full episodes without me having to do anything. I could probably like plug in 3 topics to talk about for 30 minutes and it would absolutely replace me and probably be 10 times funnier than I've ever been on any of these episodes. It's just amazing. It's like, it's such a cool, it's a cool thing. Like, I'm like, wow, that's so impressive. But it's peppered with, God, what the fuck? Like, this sucks. How is this thing better than me already? And it knows nothing about this podcast. It's probably only heard about it because I typed in Drink Until You podcast into the search bar. But I'll go ahead and read, the intro it came up with, which is just miles better, like I said, than anything I've ever done. But it goes, welcome to Drink Until You podcast, the podcast where we sip, spill, and savor the stories that come with every glass. I'm your host, Chris, and each episode we're diving into the wild, weird, and wonderful world of drinks, paired with conversations that'll make you laugh, think, or maybe even cry into your cocktail. Whether you're a whiskey connoisseur, a wine enthusiast, or just here for the vibes, grab a glass and join us. Let's drink until you'll see. Cheers. Like, dude, just in a second it came up with that. I was like, okay, I gotta write that down. That was pretty damn good. It's just getting out of hand, dude. I know, computers have come a long way. They probably replaced so many jobs over the years. It's just getting to a point, and this isn't my job or anything, I just do this as a hobby, but it's just impressive. It could absolutely 100% replace me and mimic my voice if it wanted to. And it might one day, who knows? Dude, how crazy would it be if I went to upload an episode and all of a sudden I'm on episode 580? I'd be like, what the hell? I didn't make 580 episodes. AI's just taking over, taking liberties with my show. But yeah, pretty wild, man. It's kind of fun to play with. It's interesting. So eventually I plan on just, having the unhinged version and talking to it for an episode and just seeing what it comes up with, They're kind of good as a fact checker. That's the one thing about this podcast is I can say whatever the hell I want, and there's no one sitting here to be like, nah, that's not right, dude. But AI absolutely will give you the correct answer. Here, cheers to Grok. Let's go ahead and have our first drink. That was pretty impressive, man. Cheers. Moving on to the UFC, great fights. I'll just highlight the ones I thought were really impressive. I've never seen an early prelim fight that I was like, that was a banger. But this one definitely was. There was one that was canceled. And that always happens. The early prelims, they usually cancel like 2 or 3 fights, and so it left it as the only fight on the early prelims. It started at 6 o'clock. This was Santos versus Diaz, and these dudes, they just went in there and went at it, dude. It does kind of annoy me sometimes when they feel each other out for too long. They're throwing like these little phantom punches to, like, I guess, gauge range, which, I know is a good strategy, but it's like when you do that every single round, it kind of gets old, like, real quick. That doesn't make a good fight, in my opinion. But this one, dude, was an absolute banger. Like, what a way to start off the night. I was like, okay, this is what this event's going to be. And it was a pretty good event. There's some controversy that we'll get into as we move up. But yeah, Diaz comes out on top of that one, round 3 decision. So congratulations to him. Van versus, I'm going to butcher this name, Saruya. That was a great one. Van coming out on top by decision, round 3. Ferreira versus Petrosian. That was a really good fight. Ferreira coming out, he got that freaking armbar, dude, and that just always looks so freaking brutal, like, it didn't take long for the guy to start tapping. You start hyperextending that elbow, it's like, oh yeah, all right, I'm done. That would absolutely be me. I'd probably tap out way sooner. Like, that guy, at least, to Petrosian, at least took some punishment on his arm. Like, I'm sure his shit's hurting today. But yeah, if you got me in that position, I would just be like, all right, I'm done. Fight over. I wouldn't be very good in the UFC. Who else? Santos over Marshall. Leal over Morano. Let's go ahead and move to the main card because I know there was a badass fight. Oh yeah, Ruffy versus Green, dude. That was just, Ruffy knocked him out in the first round. 207 into the first round. And, he just kicked Green to the head. And I've seen Green fight plenty of times, he's a decent fighter. What I don't like about Green is, like, what he was saying before the fight, which was basically like, fighters have a problem figuring me out because I can change up my style and all this and that. It's like, dude, you have 17 losses. Like, yeah, I'm not talking shit. He's a tougher son of a bitch than I am. And I'd hate to have to fight him, but the 17 dudes have figured you out. You can't really go with that at a certain point when you're taking losses. If you've only taken one loss, or, maybe it was by decision, or, maybe you even got knocked out, but it was a lucky punch, you can kind of have that attitude of you're hard to figure out, but not with 17 losses. You know what I mean? But Ruffy did figure him out, and very early on, and that was, Green was out. He, got kicked right to the temple, and Green was out to the point of, sometimes when you fall, your face is braced a little bit, even if you got knocked out. It's like your hands were kind of already up, protecting yourself, so that, your face isn't taking the brunt of the fall. But Green, face first, arms by his side. He fell down like a robot. If you walked up behind a robot and, there was the power pack was in the back and you ripped out the power pack. You know how the robot, in movies, will, fall to its knees and then just fall directly on its face without putting its hands. That's exactly how he fell. His system got completely shut down, blacked out, done. That was one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen. So congratulations to Ruffy. He's 12-1. I guess Green was 32-16. He is now 32-17. To correct myself there a little bit. Gaethje versus Fiziev. Gaethje wins that one by decision in round 3. And the one I'm just kind of torn on was the main event. Pereira versus Ankalaev. Ankalaev? I don't know. I'm saying it the best I can. But yeah, it was a little controversial because I think, or maybe it's Ankalaev. I think Ankalaev fought a great fight. He pushed Pereira back against the fence just with his footwork and, not willing to give Pereira space to throw big shots on him. And he did a great job at that. But I always thought, and this has been said many times in just like boxing and UFC, if someone holds the title, you have to absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, take it from them. You know what I mean? And I didn't see that. For all the good footwork, for all the attempted, I think they said Ankalaev attempted 11 takedowns and he didn't get any of them. He basically had Pereira just pressed up against the fence for a lot of the fight. I don't know. It's a hard choice because I understand why he won. He was the more active, productive fighter. I mean, Pereira, I've never seen him just so almost timid. You know what I mean? He didn't know how to deal with the movement, the footwork. He got off a few good shots, but Ankalaev just took him and kept coming, And I think Ankalaev actually outstruck Pereira in that fight. But yeah, so I'm kind of torn. I see both sides of it. I guess if I had to make an absolute decision on who won the fight, it would have leaned more toward Ankalaev because he was the busier guy. But at the same time, he didn't really take the belt from Pereira at all, in my opinion. He couldn't take him down. He didn't knock him out. He landed more strikes, technically. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a little torn on it. People are a little upset online about it, and I get it. I get both sides. I think he just, in order to take the belt, he would have had to just absolutely dominate, and he didn't. He didn't absolutely dominate. That's, Pereira's takedown defense was great. He didn't get taken down a single time. He fought for, to get out of the clinch so they could throw hands again. But, yeah, I've never seen, I'm just going to call him AP. I've never seen him be so timid in a fight before. It was kind of strange, I really thought, I knew it was going to be a good fight. It was just kind of not what I was expecting. But, yeah, so there's a new light heavyweight champion. Everybody seems to think AP's going up to heavyweight now. So we'll see if that happens. I'm not really sure on that front. But, yeah, dude, that just gave me a taste of if AP fights John Jones, JJ, since we're using initials, John Jones is going to destroy him. Before this fight happened last night, my thought was Pereira has a chance to beat John Jones if he goes up to heavyweight and he trains. He has a pretty solid chance, better chance than a lot of people that would fight him. But after seeing that last night, dude, John Jones moves better than that. John Jones has better mixed up striking than that. I don't know, man. John Jones is just a different beast altogether. So, yeah, I've kind of changed my mind there. I was thinking Pereira had a chance if he goes up to heavyweight to beat John Jones and take that heavyweight title, which would be great for him. But after the way he fought last night, I don't know. Is there something, like a lot of people said, he seems now very one-dimensional. It's just that leg kick and that big left hook you got to watch out for with him. Other than that, it's he's not going to take you down ever. He's not going to submit you, I wouldn't think. I've never seen him do a submission before. It's that's not enough. Being a heavy hitter, there's been plenty of heavy hitters in the UFC before. But it's not enough if you can't, submit somebody. And I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying that's not his game plan ever. So if it's not in the game plan, it's probably not something you're practicing a lot. So it would be a lot harder to get somebody to submit. But yeah, that just kind of lost a lot of faith in him as a fighter. Not to say he's not great, not to say he hasn't had a great streak, and not to say he won't win again. Obviously, he's going to win again, but you got to have more dimensions than a leg kick and a left hook. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be more than that. You have to be a threat in like every area. You know. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Great round of fights. There's some debate on that last one, and I totally understand that. It was a hard one to score. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Good thing I'm not a judge. But let's go ahead and have another drink. Cheers, everybody. All right. Moving on. Okay, how do I do this now? I want to move on to the NHL, but I don't want to see any scores from tonight. I got to like cover it with my thumb. Oh, there it is. Good. I blocked it out. All right, now let's cover the whole thing. So I guess the Stars are apparently playing the Canucks tonight. Is that right? The Kings. Wow. I was watching the Golden Knights versus the Kings game a little bit today, and yeah, I didn't think the Kings were going to do it. I didn't think they were going to pull it off, dude. They were just stroking Mark Stone on the Vegas Golden Knights broadcast, like in the intermission. It was just disgusting. But yeah, Kings pulled that one out in regulation, no less. They win that one 6-5 over the Golden Knights. The Blue Jackets over the Rangers 7-3 tonight. I'm telling you, dude, this was my like sleeper pick all of a sudden. It's like something after they played the Dallas Stars about a week ago. Like I noticed, like they're scoring 6 and 7 goals now, like a game. I'm not saying every game, but at least 4 out of the past 5 they scored 6 or 7 goals. There's something up in Columbus, dude. I would not sleep on them. So yeah, they went over the Rangers today. My guy Logan Stankoven just moved to Carolina. There was a huge trade, in case you didn't hear. We get Rantanen, and Carolina got Stankoven, and Stankoven got his first goal as a Carolina Hurricane. They actually beat the Jets 4-2 tonight. Capitals over the Kraken 4-2, and Ovechkin scores a goal. I think he's only 9 away. Let's actually go ahead and check this real quick. Did he score 1 or 2? Ovechkin, yeah, scored 1 goal, so he's only 9 away from breaking the record, dude. He's so close. It's going to happen probably before the playoffs start, I would assume. A single like game with a hat trick and it's over. You know, like he's so damn close. The Penguins over the Wild 3-1. The Devils over the Flyers 3-1. We'll move on to yesterday. The Islanders over the Sharks 4-2. The Oilers over my Dallas Stars 5-4. Even though I'm pretty proud of my guys for fighting back like that. Yeah, there was a point we were down 5-1 in the game. And then the third period, we score like 2 in a row pretty quick with about half left in the third period to make it at least an interesting game. We couldn't pull it off, unfortunately, but I'm super excited and happy about how the guys fought back. The thing I'm worried about the most at this point, like I love the additions we've made to the team. You know, Rantanen being a huge, like when he was... this season alone is like 27 goals, 43 assists. He's 70 points on the season, a +9 player. Like, we got a great freaking player. So I'm excited about that. But the only thing I'm really worried about now is Ottinger. It just seems like after that Four Nations tournament, I don't know if something happened. Maybe he has an injury he's not saying. Something is up because he's worrying me a lot. Like I'm not feeling hugely confident in his abilities all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think he got pulled from that game, but it was just not a good showing. You know, and it's been that way the past couple of games. Like I said, since the Four Nations tournament, it just seems like he's, not to say he hasn't got any wins, but there's been some silly ones to go in, and I'm just like, that is going to be our weakness. It seems like we stepped it up on D this year. We did what I've always asked us to do, which is get a little bit bigger, you know? Like, it's amazing how we can have such small guys, and we're on defense, and supposedly we're one of the fastest teams in the NHL. Then when it comes to the playoffs, it's like these big monster 6'5", 6'6" guys are keeping up with our supposed small, fast guys. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, then we need to get some of those bigger enforcer types that still have skill. You know, and it seems like we've done that. What's his name? Harley's a pretty big dude, and he's very skilled. Was it Bischel? A pretty big dude. I don't know about the skill side of it, but he's, it doesn't seem like he's out of position a lot of the times. Heiskanen is out. They said he might come back in the playoffs. Sagan has been out for a while, and I know this is probably going to be unpopular, but I don't want Sagan back, to be honest. Like, it's not going to be my choice to make. Obviously, with the money we're paying him, we're going to add him back as soon as we can. But, dude, we just have such a good thing going, with the chemistry going on. And I don't want him to come in and mess that up. I'm not to say he's like a cancer in the locker room, or he's a bad guy, or he's like hateful to players. It's just literally the chemistry of them being on the ice. I don't know, man. And I hope he proves me wrong. I hope Sagan comes back and just like lights it up in the playoffs. But to be honest, from what we've seen the past seasons when we have made it to the playoffs, this dude disappears. And it's like we could have somebody else in that spot. Or at least, if he's going to come back, put him on a lower line. He's not what we think he is, dude. I mean, it's just my opinion, of course. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would start pointing to stats and be like, yeah, but this and that and this and that. But it's like, in my opinion, he's just not needed. And, I don't want him to mess up the on-ice chemistry. Like, we have a good thing going right now. It's I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, but yeah, I would love to have Heiskanen back. Absolutely. I would not keep him off the ice as soon as he's ready. Like, get him back. But yeah, as far as Sagan, I don't know. I'm not huge. He like I said, he disappears in the playoffs, dude. When we need a single crucial goal, he's never that guy. It never seems like he's that guy. So it's just kind of get some of those younger guys going. We signed Wyatt Johnston, and it's kind of my theory that I think Wyatt Johnston might be a captain for the Dallas Stars one day. Jamie Benn ain't getting any younger. Johnston would be, basically like a McDavid for our team. Not saying they're the same exact caliber player. It'd be great if he turned out to be that, but I just kind of think he would be a great leader for the franchise, a great face for the franchise. There's nothing supporting that claim of him being captain. I'm just kind of getting the vibes that he might be pushed that direction. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah. My Stars lose to the Oilers 5-4. Kings beat the Blues yesterday 2-1. Predators over the Blackhawks 3-2. Avalanche over the Maple Leafs. Dude, it looked like the Avalanche were going to lose that game. The Maple Leafs were just like coming on strong. And they ended up winning that one 7-4. How many goals did Valeri Nichushkin end up with? I know he scored the first two. He got a hat trick last night. Good for him. Glad to hear that. Love Big Val, even with, his problems he's had. He likes that booger sugar. Or did I say it backwards? Sugar booger? I don't know, whatever. Not to judge him, he's a human too. He likes to party, he likes to have fun, whatever. To each their own. Flames beat the Canadians 1-0. Panthers over the Sabres 4-0. Bruins over the Lightning 4-0. Dude, that goal on Vasilevsky, I don't know if anybody saw that, but it was basically almost from center ice. I don't know what Vasilevsky was doing, but he was like way out of net, and the dude shot the puck from almost center, and Vasilevsky couldn't get across in time, and it went right in. It's like you never see that out of him. Like, Vasilevsky's just like a beast, bro. Like, yeah, that's a very rare thing, so whoever scored that should feel very lucky and honored, because that's a hard dude to get a puck past. Kraken over the Flyers 4-1 last night. Senators over the Rangers 4-3. That's a little around the NHL. Let's go ahead and have another drink. If you got them drinking, bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. All right, moving on to NASCAR. They were in Phoenix today. It was like a 312 lap race. Your boy Christopher Bell wins his third race in a row. Not only did he win his third race in a row, but in the second stage of the race, he was also in first place, which is huge for his points. Move him up in the standings. Dude, this guy is freaking incredible. I'm so glad. Like, I jumped onto his bandwagon last season, but I didn't watch a lot of races. I would just kind of like, after the fact, I would look at the standings, who ended up where, who didn't finish, all this and that. But this year I made it a point to start watching him, and dude, I'm so glad. I've seen every race so far this season, starting with the Daytona 500 where he got wrecked directly into the wall. I was like, shit, that's such a terrible start to the season. But dude, he's come on strong. He's won 3 in a row, which is obviously, like I said, huge. You're going to go up in the standings. I can't wait to look tomorrow morning and see where he actually is. I mean, he's got to be top 3 by now, right? 3 wins in a row, on top of being first place in the second stage of today's race. Like, it was a great race. There's a lot of people complaining. I don't know if that's normal for NASCAR. Maybe some of the NASCAR fans complain no matter what. But, dude, it's impressive, man. I'm just so happy for him. And I'm pissed at Amazon because I ordered my damn Christopher Bell shirt. They told me it was going to be there on Wednesday of last week. Then they told me it was going to be there on Friday of last week, and it still didn't show. I'm just like, where's my damn shirt, man? I'm trying to rep this dude, and Amazon won't deliver my damn shirt. But yeah, dude, this guy's just so impressive. If he gets 4 in a row, if he wins next week, there's only one other driver who's ever done that, which is a great club to be a part of. I can't remember the other driver's name. I don't know NASCAR's history as well as I might know, like, hockey or something. But yeah, dude, he's on fucking fire, and it's just so fun to watch. Him, the Toyota team, him and it wasn't Reddick. Who was the guy that finished next to him today? It was another Toyota car. Was it Larson? Is Larson Toyota? Let's look. NASCAR. But either way, I'm sorry, Hamlin. It was Christopher Bell, followed by Hamlin, followed by Larson, who's a Chevy driver. But the first 2 spots were Toyota drivers. So congratulations to them. That's awesome. But I love what they did, dude. So there's different kinds of, Goodyear introduced like different kinds of tire. There's like a regular, like standard tire, and then there's a softer tire. And how you can tell the difference is, it's like the Goodyear painted on the outside of the regular tire is yellow, and then the softer tires, the Goodyear, is red. And from what I understood today, each team gets a set of 6 sets of tires, and 2 of those sets are the softer tires. And it was such a cool thing to watch the teams strategize how they were going to use the softer tires, throughout the race. Like, some of them used them on the first lap, like Priest had them on early, And he was just passing everybody up like they weren't even driving, dude. It was insane how fast, like, those softer tires make you. But it was a whole strategic thing of, like, when do you use them, I saw one driver who actually, he put a pair of the soft tires on, he made another pit stop, and put the regular tires on, and then went back for those used soft tires at a certain point in the race. I mean, it was just a whole mixture of strategies of how you were going to mix in these tires. You didn't have to use them if you didn't want to, but like I said, the soft tires were definitely, they made you faster. They made you turn better. There was kind of an awkward turn in this race, which was called a dog leg. It wasn't a completely, like, perfect oval track. Which, by the way, I didn't know what the name of the track was called last week that they raced on it. What was it called? It was a road course. Okay, so this isn't even really a circular track. There's all kinds of dips and curves and all kinds of weird stuff. So it's like, you really have to focus to drive something like that with the shifting. I mean, going around a turn, like slowing down, going around a turn, downshifting, and then shifting back up to get up to speed to go on a straightaway. It's like you have to focus so freaking much. I just respect these drivers, like, to the max, man. Like, it's impressive how fast they go, but all the things they have to go through. The strategizing with the team, like I said today, with the soft tires and the regular tires, was great, and Bell played it perfectly. Bell and the team played it perfectly, dude. There was kind of they figured there was going to be a caution somewhere near the end of the race, so you don't want to they saved their last set of tires, of soft tires, for the very end of the race, but you don't want to put them on too soon, because those are going to wear out quicker. You have a chance of popping a tire, and now you went from first place to last place, or whatever it may be, or maybe you can jump up again. But yeah, it was really cool to watch them strategize, and I thought this was neat too. Some of the pit crews decided, like I said, the Goodyear was written in yellow if they were the regular tires, and then on the soft tires, Goodyear was written in red, so you could differentiate which one was which. And whoever's, watching, keeping track of everything, making sure everybody's doing it right. You can't mix and match, was one thing they did say today. You can't have, like, 2 soft ones on the back and then 2 regular ones on the front. You can't do that. It has to be all 4 of the same. But some of the teams in the pit were, like, taping over the yellow Goodyear with red tape to make it appear as if they were using the soft tires, but they really weren't, which is such a cool strategy. It's like, that's such a human element to racing. You know what I mean? Is like just trying to trick the opponent so they think you don't have any soft tires left, because all the drivers know what they're going to do. All the teams know what they do. They make you just faster. This isn't a perfectly oval course. There is you have to make a certain turn at a certain time. So it's just like that strategy of trying to trick the other teams into thinking, oh, well, I see red on their tires, so they've already used all their soft tires, when they really it was just so cool, dude. They said they had done this a couple of times in the past. Last year, I guess, they picked a few races to do the soft tires mixed with the regular tires. And yeah, I like it. I like the strategy of it. It was a really cool element to the race today. But my dude came out on top regardless of what strategies everybody did. And like I said, I had 2 Toyota guys come in first and second, so that's great for the Toyota team. I guess is it Joe Gibbs Racing? Both of those guys race for Gibbs. Is it Joe Gibbs? I feel like it's either Joe or John. I can't remember. John Gibbs sounds right. Joe Gibbs. Either way, the Gibbs Racing team came in first and second today, which is huge. If you're going to put money into a race car, that's what you want to see. And there was, oh God, this made me feel so sad today. There was a female driver today I don't know how she qualified or how they even chose her to be a driver today. But, dude, she just got roasted online. Like, in the Twitter comments after the race, it was awful, man. What was her last name? Legg? Legg, something like that. But, dude, she spun her car out and, like, under 10 laps into the race, nobody bumped her, nobody was near her, and she spun her own car out. And, dude, the internet they did what the internet does. And they just roasted her, and it was so freaking mean. It's like, it was crazy. I mean, kudos to her for trying, but, dude, she didn't make it past, like, 10 laps. And it was just sad to see, like, the replay of it was so sad. There's, like, nobody near her, and, you know, and she's just, like, spinning on the track. It's like, I don't know how she got in there. Like, is she a normal driver? Did they just pull somebody out of the stands? Like, how does it work? I have to do more research into it, because that was pretty wild and not necessarily a great look for NASCAR, you know what I mean? Like, you want all the cars to finish, you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't you, as NASCAR, to prove that you have, like, competent drivers? And like I said, I'm not trying to trash this woman at all. Like, God bless her. Like, she tried her best. It was just an ugly way to finish the race for herself. And it did not look good. But it's like, okay, if that's just a lot of money to put into somebody who's not going to finish the race. Like, whose team was she on? Do they just have that much disposable income to be like, yeah, just throw, we got an extra car here. Who should we? Ashley, have you ever driven a NASCAR? Get over here, girl. Come here. You know, like, what the fuck, dude? What the hell? It doesn't make any damn sense. It's just like a lot of money to front on someone who's not even going to come close to winning. And I mean, you never know that till the race is over. Who knows? She could have been like some amazing, but yeah, it didn't work out that way. I was kind of looking into the women's stats. I know Danica Patrick, I think she's finished the highest out of any woman ever, at least in the Cup Series. Or is she in the Xfinity Series? I can't remember. But she finished 4th place in one of her races, which is super, like, cool. Like, great for her, you know. But this lady, Miss Legg, she didn't have it today, man. And there's so many jokes to be made. Obviously, people are roasting her online. There's so many things I could say right now to roast her. I'm just not going to. Like, she's had enough. You know what I mean? There's no reason to keep going in on her. She had a terrible race. Nobody wrecked her. She spun herself out, and it was over. That's all you need to know, you know? So, anyways, that's it for me. Thank you guys for listening. Episode number 372. Let's go ahead and finish these drinks off. Cheers, everybody. Sorry, that was probably loud. Oh, God. It boings. Oh. All right. Thank you, as always, for listening. As always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a DoorDash, an Uber Eats. Just don't do it. Have a friend come pick you up. No, you wouldn't make it home even if she wasn't drinking. Have Miss Legg come pick you up. You know? Yeah, just don't drink and drive. Thank you for listening. I will talk to you all next week. Love you. Bye!